Hi, Jan here. Let's see what happens to our people after they've got away from the gorilla. Fighting their way through the undergrowth, they came upon a small clearing. They decided to sit down and have a snack to steady their nerves. You know, we used to call these dead fly biscuits when I was a kid, commented Cora, holding up a raisin-filled biscuit. Suddenly, a long, muscular tongue flicked out of a bush and grabbed the biscuit out of her hand. "Hey!" shouted Cora. "That's mine!" The biscuit dropped to the bottom of the bush. "Yuck," said the bush. "I thought it had flies in it." "Who's there?" asked Flora, staring at the bush. Gradually, they could see a cone-shaped eye staring back at them out of the green leaves, which seemed to grow long, spindly legs and stepped towards them on the rocky ground. It was a chameleon. As he walked towards them amongst the pebbles, he changed to a dusty brown colour rather than the deep green he had been. "Wow, that's a neat trick." "I think you. The snake told me I should perfect my hiding technique so I can't be found, and I think I've done it rather well." "Well, I think you've forgotten your tail," said Flora. "That's still green." The chameleon had changed his body to the brown of the rocks, but his tail was still the green of the bushes under which it lay. "I like to blend in with the background," said the chameleon. "That way I can't be seen and no one can tell me off." "Well, if no one sees you, no one can tell you how amazing you are either," said Cora. "We're looking for the path to the temple in the middle of the jungle. We believe the king of the jungle lives there, and we want to get to know what he's like." "Well, why do you want to do that?" said the chameleon. "Well, we've heard he's a saviour and a judge, but also holy and merciful, and we have an ancient manuscript that tells these things. Only reading today, it tells us he's a king, which we knew, and a servant." "That is ridiculous," scoffed the chameleon. "How can anybody be two things at once?" "Have you looked at yourself recently?" asked Flora. "You are brown and green." "Natural talent," said the chameleon. "I still don't see how a king could be a servant or a servant a king. I can't see that snake being a servant to anyone. He thinks far too much of himself, that one." "Don't tell him I said that, mind." "No," said Cora. "I don't plan on talking to the snake. I guess we'll have to ask the king when we see him. Do you know the way to the temple?" "Oh, I don't know about no temple. Well, this path goes through the swamp, and there's someone at the other end who talks about the king of the jungle too. They might be able to help you more." "Brilliant," said Flora. "Let's go." And they said their goodbyes to the chameleon. At least, they thought they did. By now, he'd blended in with the background so well, they could have been talking to a rock. And they carried on down the path. "Oh, what is that smell? And that sound?" Around the corner, they reached the swamp. Little green islands floating on a mess of smelly black goo. Every now and then a bubble rose up from the bottom of the swamp and burst the smell of rotten eggs. Flies were buzzing round them, settling on their arms and biting them. "Oh, yuck. I suppose this is the only way forward." They tied their bandanas around their mouths and, taking their walking sticks from their backpacks, started the messy journey into the swamp.